Hello and a big welcome to the channel. I'm the Motorsport Madman and this is the 2024 Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Welcome to the stream if you are a Formula 1 fan. If you are new to the channel as well, please do get yourself subscribed. I'm live for every single Grand Prix from the Formula 1 World Championship, and this is round 7 out of 24 in 2024, and we are in Imola. This race has got the longest title I've ever heard in my life, but I'm just going to call it Imola. We are at Imola, the historic circuit, and yeah, sorry about missing qualifying yesterday. Turns out I had to go to work instead. I was trying to avoid it. I was trying to do the qualifying stream. In the end, I couldn't. But in the end, it is Mr. Inevitable that got it. But it was extremely close. I feel like a lot of these qualifying sessions sort of are missed opportunities for the likes of Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz. I feel like they're almost, but they never quite snag it. Max always finds that half a tenth or thousandths of a second just to pip him at the post in qualifying. But I hope it can be a close race today. So yeah, I missed quali, but at least I didn't miss like a Lando Norris pole or an Oscar Piastri pole, because that would have been a little bit more, I'd have been a little bit more gutted about missing quali then. Mr. Inevitable, of course, got it at the death. It was looking like a dodgy weekend for Red Bull. I was watching practice. I was thinking, hang on a minute, I think Verstappen was like 6th or 7th in practice, and he's like complaining on team radio. He's like, he's not happy, and I'm thinking, right, here we go. Someone else has got to get pole position here. But your man came out clutch. When it was time to stick the soft tyres on, take the fuel out, and give it everything, the best driver in the world stood up and said, count me in. So, yeah, it is Verstappen on pole. But, yeah, welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome in Ernesto Tiesto. Welcome in Ernesto. Bro, not seen you on any of the streams for a while. Not only in this channel, but like on Denver's and that. So I hope you're doing well, Ernesto, mate. Yes, CL2, how we doing, bro? Mitch is in, Gav's in, and Barry's in. Yes, welcome to the stream, guys. And we're about 25 minutes away from the start of the Emilia-Romagna. What's it called? MSC Cruises. What's it called? This Formula 1 MSC Cruises del Emilia-Romagna e del Made in Italy, it's a race in Italy. Honestly, this race has got the longest, most arbitrary title I've ever heard. But yeah, we're on it. How we doing? Let's go! Have you got a sim rig? What have you got? Have you got Fanatec stuff? What have you got? What have you got, Mitch? I'll have to give you a race, innit? Forget the AI, me versus Mitch, IRL, mate. Forget the Viewers' Championship, me versus Mitch, one-on-one. 1v1. Mitch is thinking, don't worry, you spin off every day. Yeah, but I'm quite good, I know you see them streams and I'm crashing and I'm spinning off, but I make it look harder than, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's not easy, that iRacing, It's not easy. I might make 5 mistakes in a 2-hour race, but I tell you what, there's many people that make 55 mistakes in a 2-hour race. So anyway, take me on if you think you're good enough. Now we'll have to rig it up, Mitch. We'll have to rig it up, man. Yeah. But anyone that is in chat for this stream will be entered into round 7 of the Viewers' Championship, which is a virtual race I host on iRacing. You don't have to do anything. It's free to enter. All you have to do to enter is get in live chat on this stream, and you are entered in to iRacing. And I'll be doing this circuit as well. I'll be doing this circuit. I don't usually do the actual F1 circuits on the Viewers' Championship because I've done a million laps on them, you know what I mean? I'm not going to do like Barcelona and Silverstone. Well, I am doing Silverstone actually. But I try and avoid the F1 calendar because I've done a million laps and it's just boring. But this one, it's Imola. It's a little bit special. I don't know it as well. Like, I haven't done a million laps around Imola. Because it's sort of come back to the calendar in the last couple of years. So it's an old school track, but it's kind of been reintroduced to the calendar. I'm sure there was like a 15, 20 year gap where Formula 1 didn't come to this circuit, between like, I don't know, 07 and like 2020. You know, so how many years is that? 13, 14-year gap. So, yeah, I don't know this track like I know the others. So, we'll do Imola. So, Viewers' Championship is going to be around this circuit. So, yeah, get in chat to be entered into that. Definitely get it sorted. What have you got? GTDD Pro. Is that a Fanatec thing? CSL Elite pedals. Yeah, this is Fanatec stuff, innit? You got the McLaren V2. Yeah, the McLaren V2 is a good one. I was actually torn between the McLaren V2 and the one I actually got. But I'm happy with what I've got. The McLaren V2 one's a little bit bigger. It's like a legit like GT wheel in it. Whereas the one I've got is like an F1 version 2 or something like that. So it's meant to be like a mock like. To be honest, what my wheel is, it's like a kind of Formula 3. It's probably closer to like a Formula 3 wheel. Whereas the McLaren one is like a proper like GT wheel, which is kind of makes more sense because I do GT races, so I should have really gone for the McLaren one, but I'm happy with what I've got anyway. So, but yeah, we'll have to rig it up. This track is also a killer. It used to be. Yeah, unfortunately, it is the 30th anniversary of the death of Ayrton Senna and Roland Ratzenberger this weekend as well. I saw the demonstration run that Vettel did in Senna's McLaren MP48. Absolute beast. I whacked my TV volume up to 100 to listen to that lap of Sebastian Vettel in Ayrton Senna's, what would it have been, like a 1993 car, 93 McLaren, something like that, 92 maybe. Absolute beast. V12 screaming around the track. That is what Formula One should sound like. Apologies if you can hear a strimmer going. I've got the windows open and everyone's doing the grass in it because it's boiling hot and I'm not having the windows shut. So if you can hear a lawnmower going, strimmer going, you know, people in the back gardens and that, I have to apologise, but it's a sweaty stream today. Your wheel. Yeah. That's my wheel. That's the wheel, brev. Quick release thing. But the gear shifts are absolutely crisp as well. Absolutely crisp. I don't know if the McLaren one's got a quick release thing. This got the quick release thing. Yeah, man. Absolutely sick. I could not reckon. Look at how sweaty I am. We've not even started yet. Do you know what I mean? We've not even got lap 1 out of the way yet. Lap 1, I'd be like, fucking, yeah, mate. Honestly, goated. I think there is ones better than this. Like this is one of the cheapest ones. You know what I mean? I'm sat here bigging it up as if I've got the fucking bee's knees. This is one of the cheaper end ones. It's like 300 quid. There's an actual legit BMW wheel. That is the actual wheel that they use, and it's like 1,500 quid, and you can just buy that, and it's an absolute like 1-to-1 of the actual real one. But you know, are you going to spend 1,500 quid on this piece of a sim rig when there's about 9 pieces to buy? Depends on your budget, innit? But what I blew my budget on was the pedals, man. The pedals are the best pedals that Fanatec do. This is just like, you know, there's about 50 wheels that are, but I'm happy with it, man. Yeah, I'll have to reconnect that now in a bit. But yeah, man. Is it warm? It is roasting. Can you not tell by my shiny face, Kim? But yeah, what we're saying, we're having a pre-race like last time. Nah, man. You've got to remember that Miami pre-race was at like 9:30, 10 p.m. Gav. So that's why it was at 9:30, 10 p.m. on a bank holiday weekend when everyone was on an absolute piss up. And so that's why that Miami, the Miami pre-race was different. Because everyone was round in it. All the neighbours were around. We're having just like a back garden party, and then it's like, right, I'm going on air, and then everyone's like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, let me come on stream. I'm like, right, okay. So yeah, Miami pre-race, probably a bit of a one-off, because you got to remember, like I say, that was at like 10 o'clock at night. So yeah, it was a funny one though. It was a bit different. You had to buy the QR1 separate. I don't know what that means. I had to buy my the actual direct drive thing. I had to wait 3 months for that. I had to wait 3 months for that. Now they're in stock, but when I was ordering mine, not in stock, mate. Anyway, we're on a sim racing chat, aren't we? Here? You know what I mean? It's like, well, race hasn't started yet. Race starts in about 17 minutes, so chilling. Yeah, it's warm. Yeah, quick release. What's her name? Chloe. Oh, it's not my girl. It's not my bird or anything. It's not my girlfriend or anything. It's just a neighbour, bro. Like, don't read too much into it. Yeah, good fun though. What I didn't realise until about an hour ago is that Piastri got a 3-place grid penalty as well, because Piastri really got P2. But it's been demoted, as you can see on here, to P5 because apparently for impending Kevin Magnussen or Nico Hulkenberg, one of the two. So I didn't see that. I didn't see that during the qualifying coverage. But obviously Oscar Piastri's been hit with a 3-place grid penalty ahead of this one, which is disappointing. It was going to be a McLaren 2-3 on the grid, Piastri ahead of Norris originally. But yeah, I was watching quali. And I was like thinking, it coulda, shoulda, woulda been a McLaren 1-2 on this grid, really. And Ferrari was strong as well. Ferrari 3rd and 4th. So I just hope they've got the race pace to stick with, you know. We could really do with someone getting in the lead early doors, and because it's a difficult circuit to overtake here. So we could do with like a Lando Norris down the inside, and then we could be on for a very good race, you know. If Norris or like Leclerc gets in the lead early on, we could be in for a fantastic race. They were saying thunderstorms as well, like on Friday. They were hyping this race up, saying it's going to be thunderstorms Sunday. Doesn't look like it at the moment. Looks a beautiful day in Italy with some white clouds, but looks pretty clear. I think the thunderstorm idea is sort of blown over. So probably a dry race. But got the first letter. Oh, Claire. Oh, the filter. Oh, the filter. Oh my God. No, I didn't put the filter on this channel. No chance. That'd have been on a piss up stream. That'd have been on a beer o'clock Jamzo on that. I wouldn't be getting out the Snapcam filters on here, bro. There's a limit to the game. Sat here. No, there's a limit, bro. It's Zach's birthday on Friday. Oh, happy birthday to Zach. Yes, Anto, welcome to the stream, bro. How's Claire? How's Claire? Hey, mate. Claire makes an appearance every now and then, you know what I mean? 2-3 times a year. Right, we've got the audio on. We're all right. We can hear the grid. I don't think Martin Brundle and David Croft are at this race. I think because there's so many races now, they're sort of rotating the commentary team. They're rotating the Sky Sports team, aren't they? Depending on, you know, they must have come up with a rota and say, right, there's 24 races. This is too many. We're not doing every single race. And between Sky and the team, they've gone, right, I tell you what, you do those 16 races, we'll do the other 8, whatever. And they've worked out a rota, haven't they? Because I genuinely don't think, unless they're going to pop up in the commentary box now, but it was yesterday, it was Karen Chandok and a new guy. And what is Claire? Yeah, what is, we don't know. I don't know, mate. Alter ego? I don't know. The real me? Nah, man. I hope we get a good one. I mean, it would have been a much better prospect if we had got a McLaren on pole position here. But lap one, I'm not going to lie, yeah. Lap 1 is absolutely critical for this being a good race or not. I'm talking about, when I say good race, I'm talking about competition for the win. Like, okay, you can have a great race battle, great battle for P8, a great battle for P12, a great battle for P16, a great battle for fourth, but it just doesn't get the juices flowing for me. Do you know what I mean? For me, a good race includes competition for the win. You can fight all you want for sixth, but there's only so far that can elevate my hype for it. For me, it's about competition for the win. That's what it should be. That's what it should be about. And I feel like for that, lap one is absolutely critical. Because if Max gets away, and let's say by lap 3 or 4 he's out of DRS range, you know what I mean? We might have to get the chair in like recline mode and just like see this one out. I'm hoping the McLaren race pace can be as good, if not better, than it was in Miami. And Ferrari as well. Ferrari coming with a massive upgrade package here this weekend. I would have, going into FP1, I'd have been thinking Ferrari, this is the time. It's a home race for them. Didn't quite work out though, did it? Despite Max Verstappen's problems in practice, he still pulled it out of the bag in the last gasp in Q3. So I mean, you gotta just tip your hat, haven't you, and just say like, people come close. But there's been so many pole positions that Max has got, where if someone would just look at the results after, say you missed quali and you just looked at the results, you go, oh yeah, Verstappen pole, easy. But how many pole positions has Verstappen got where it's within half a tenth, within a few thousandths, where if he's like dropped half a tenth or a tenth, he'd have been like P4. How many times has he just been quick enough just to snag it at the 11th hour? A lot, maybe like half the time that he gets pole position, it's like just by enough, and it's like, bugger. You know what I mean? There's so many like nearly moments where you go, this should have, would have, could have been a McLaren 1-2, There's been many opportunities where they've sort of squandered it a bit. I think Leclerc earlier on in the season had a chance for pole. I don't know if it was like Bahrain or Saudi Arabia or one of them. I remember sort of thinking it was there for Leclerc. He didn't take it. Yet again, it was there for McLaren. They didn't quite take it. And you've got to hand it to Max. It's not just that the Red Bull is completely and utterly dominant. Max Verstappen just pulls out something that, to be honest, I've never seen before. He's just on a different level. It's just a different level, man. Even when it's looking like, look at Perez has qualified, 11th in exactly the same car. Exactly the same car, P11. Now, that's an underperforming result, you know what I mean? That's under par. Max is over par. The Red Bull, really, Max should be qualifying here 5th or 6th. I just hope that McLaren or Ferrari, either or, I'm sat here with Mercedes cap on, but I'm not. I hold no hope for them. I hope McLaren or Ferrari or both of them can really put it to Max today. Because if Miami's just a blip, I'll be gutted. I'll be gutted if Miami's just a blip. I'm hoping that Miami is the start of a competitive season. That's what I'm hoping. In fact, it's more than hope. That's what I'm praying for. I am praying that Miami is the first race of what is now a competitive 3/4 of a season. If it turns out that Miami's just a blip and Max wins the next 9 races in a row, it's like, bollocks. tracks. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that it really. What happened to Denver? What with what? Well, Denver wouldn't have been here either way. Alonso not left the pits. Alonso is starting in the pit lane. Yeah. Alonso's doing a pit lane start. I guess they've changed some bits on his car because they're in part firmware conditions where you can't. Once you start qualifying, you can only make slight setup changes. You can't start changing components of the car once you're into quali. If you do, then you have to start in the pit lane. So what they've probably done with Alonso's car is said, right, listen, the balance wasn't right in qualifying. Let's change a few bits. Let's change the setup. Let's and just start in the pit lane, because he would have been 19th on the grid anyway. I think he qualified 19th, Alonso, because he crashed in final practice. Did Alonso? It put him massively on the back foot for quali, and they went out with a few minutes to go. They were rushing to get the car fixed again. They got him out just in time for him to like do a couple of laps in qualifying, but the car was all over the place. I think he went onto the gravel. It was, yeah. It's not been a good weekend for Fernando Alonso, put it that way. In a sentence, it's not been a good weekend for Fernando Alonso. So rather than starting P19, you might as well change the car to what he thinks would be better off in the race and just start from the pit lane. You know, it's not that much worse off. So yeah, Alonso from the pit lane. Yeah, got steamed as a rocket, fell asleep on stream. Yeah. Yeah, I was messaging Denver early in the day going, yeah, we're going to have a big session tonight. It's going to be a great night. You know, it's going to be Bolton get promoted, and we're going to be on the boxing one. It's going to be a mint weekend. By the time Bolton was in the 2-0 down and in the second half, he was gone. So I was just like, well, this is not happening. So, yeah, he might have been unconscious for the boxing, you know what I mean? He was the first one knocked out. He was knocked out prior to round one. But it is what it is, man. I mean, he'd be devastated in it, so... Also, it's final day of the Prem, innit? When do those games kick off? Are we clashing with final day of the Prem? Is everyone kicking off at 3 or 4? Because if it's 4 o'clock, then we don't clash. This will be done by 3:15, 4:15. But if everyone 4 is it? Yeah, that's all right then. So we can watch this, and then it's on to the. It's on to West Ham then. I'm a West Ham fan this afternoon, big time. So tell me about it. Yeah, West Ham fan this afternoon. So, yeah, well, I was thinking if everyone kicked off at 3, it's like, yeah, no one's watching the second half of this race. But, yeah, 4. Right, that's all right then. Guys. We're chilling in it. We're not clashing with the final day. That's good anyway, because I want to watch it anyway. So that's calm in it. Right. We're getting into it. 5 minutes till lights out. 63 laps of Imola. I've made the track thing a little bit bigger as well, so you can actually see it. Because before I just had it as like a postage stamp in the corner, so it's kind of serving absolutely no purpose. But now at least you can probably see the GPS thing if it works. Hopefully it should work. But yeah, I should be able to see where they are on the track, etc. How are we doing? A football chat at the moment. I'm looking forward to the Euros, me, Mitch. Yeah, not gonna lie. You know, hopefully get a good Euros. But yeah, I feel like the first lap here, it is critical. It is critical. It will paint the picture really, because if Lando gets in the lead, or I don't know, Leclerc gets a rocket start or something, and it's not the easiest track to overtake on, so you could kind of get in the lead and then you could defend it from there. We could be on for a very interesting race if that happens. But I'm not saying it's all over. If Max still leads at the end of lap 1, 2, 3, then it's all about can McLaren keep up? Can Ferrari keep up? If he disappears off into the distance, it's going to be a long afternoon. But, you know, if he disappears off into the distance, then it'd be like, right, what's plan B? What's plan C? How's Tsunoda looking, you know? If Verstappen starts disappearing off into the distance and he's a second quicker than the rest of them, then I'll have to start looking at, you know, what's an interesting story. Is Tsunoda, you know, Tsunoda's doing very well this season. I'll be cheering him on, you know, as a plan B. You know, slim pickings. We watch Alonso come through the field. Anyway, here's the grid then. So it's Alonso from the pit lane, Logan Sargent from P19. It's Kevin Magnussen in the Haas from P18, Zhou Guanyu from P17 on the grid, Valtteri Bottas from P16 on the grid, next to Pierre Gasly, P15 in the Alpine. It's then Alexander Albon, P14. My favourite. He's a driller. I'm cheering on Alexander Albon all the way. It's then Lance Stroll from P13, Esteban Ocon from P12, Sergio Perez with a disappointing qualifying in P11 in the fastest car. And then it's Nico Hulkenberg, top 10. He went quickest in Q2, I think, so he'd be slightly disappointed with P10 in the end. Daniel Ricciardo, I'll be looking quick this weekend. Daniel Ricciardo, P9. Lewis Hamilton, P8. Yuki Tsunoda splits the Mercedes in P7. Fantastic season so far for Tsunoda. Can he get some points in the race? It's then George Russell, P6. Oscar Piastri, P5. We've then got an all-Ferrari second row of the grid with Sainz behind Leclerc, and then a front row of Lando Norris, and of course the inevitable Max Verstappen starts from pole position. Piastri should have been second on the grid, has got a 3 pace penalty, so he's down to 5th, but McLaren looking like they've got the pace this weekend. Ferrari as well, there or thereabouts. Can they take the fight to Verstappen over 63 laps? Please. Don't let this be a walk in the park. I pray it's not a walk in the park. It's not one of them where he just walks away with it. I hope we get some competition today. Right, we're getting into it now. Yes, Ernesto Tiesto. About 10 games kick off at 4. Yes, Ernesto. Been good, mate. How are you? One-stop strategy. Right, so Verstappen's on the medium tyre. Let me turn this down a little bit. Okay. I'm also going to check that I'm not... yeah, we're good. Logan Sargent, Masterclass. I agree. Sargent for the win. Yeah. Every week, Sargent for the win. I wouldn't be surprised if Sargent doesn't see the end of the season, to be honest. You know, mid-season replacement. Come on, Lando, get going. Right, we're on the formation lap. We are on the formation lap. Hopefully the GPS kicks into action. There's nothing on track yet on the GPS thing. I don't know. It is what it is, isn't it? Oh, well, if the GPS thing doesn't work, well, you've got a circuit layout, haven't you? You've got a picture of a circuit layout. Right, so possible race strategy. So it's a one-stop, which is not the most exciting scenario in the world, is it? So you either go medium, first stint, go to about lap 24, and then the hard tyres, or the opposites. You start on the hard, go about 2/3 of the way through the race, and then stick on the mediums for the end. So not really 15 different strategy options going into this race, is there? But yeah, hopefully we get a good one anyway. Yes, always welcome in, bro. Just in time for the start of the race. We are on the formation lap. I'm really. There's a couple of things. I'm hoping at the end of lap 1, we've got a McLaren or Ferrari in the lead. And if we haven't, then I'm hoping they can keep up. I'm hoping they can keep up because there's only so excited I can get about a battle for P7. Do you know what I mean? There's only so much I can hype up a battle for P8. Really, you know, for me. If there's no competition for the win, fight all you want for second, but come on. I'm really this McLaren race pace, please put him under. Even if Max wins, I'm not fully against Max. I don't mind Max winning, right? As long as he's put under pressure. That's what, I don't mind that. If he wins, but he's been absolutely hounded for 63 laps, I hold my hands up and I go, fair play, what a race. They put him under pressure, but he won. But when he's winning by 48 seconds, that's when it's dead. So even if he wins, but come on, Ferrari and McLaren to put him under pressure today. Come on, please. Just give him a run for his money. That's a weird camera angle at the end of the pit straight there. Right, come on. Come on, Lando. Come on, Lando, man. Come on, Lando. Come on, Lando. Come on, Lando. We need a Lando Norris rocket start here. Come on, then. Come on, then, Lando. Come on, then, Lando. Do it for the Union Jack, man. Do it for Britain, man. Come on, do him, lad. Go on, Lando. Go on, Lando, then. Go on, Lando, then. It's side by side. Go on, then. No, he's on the outside. Verstappen's got the inside line. The Ferraris are going side by side. But if Verstappen leads him away, then into turn 1. And it is still Norris around the outside. And then the 2 McLarens. So everyone is a status quo into the first couple of corners. And we see then Sergio Perez in between the 2 RBs. I think he's made up a position or 2, but Verstappen leads him away from Norris. And then Leclerc, Sainz, Piastri, Russell, Hamilton, Hülkenberg, Tsunoda, and Perez has made up a position into P10. Wasn't the start I was praying for, I'm not going to lie. Right, it is what it is. I've got over it now. Right, I've got over it. Where's the thunderstorms now? Right, that's the hope now, right? So Verstappen leads at the end of turn 1, at the end of lap 1, which was... Now, can you keep up with him? Can you keep up with him, Lando? Keep up with him. Keep him honest. Keep him in the... Do you know what I mean? Keep him under pressure. Don't let him cruise away, Lando. Keep up with him. You've got the pace. You've got the upgrades. You're on the back of a Miami win. Come on, Lando, man. I've never cheered on Lando so much in my entire life. But I just want competition. Whoever's in second place behind Verstappen is getting massively cheered on by me. I don't care who it is. Just give him a race, man. Please. Give him a race. I mean, Anthony, I wish I could be hype about Pierre Gasly, but mate, he's down in 15th. I wish I could be hype about Pierre Gasly, and you know what I mean. I'd spend the entire stream going Pierre Gasly if he was actually doing something, or if Alpine actually did something. But it ain't the season for Pierre Gasly. It's not that kind of a season. Maybe next year. You know what I mean? Come back in 25. But yeah, nah. I tell you what, he's keeping up with him. We're all right. We're all right. We're just about under a second. Come on, Lando. Keep him under pressure, man. Keep him under pressure. Don't let him breeze this one. We've seen so many races over the last couple of years where he could have been reading a book. He could have put his feet up. We don't want that anymore. Miami should represent a turning point in this Max Verstappen domination era where we go, no more, no more. Let's give you a race now. McLaren came with massive upgrade package in Imola. Ferrari have come, in Miami. Ferrari come with a massive upgrade here in Imola. Let's challenge him now before it's too late. If we get to mid-season, then it's too late. Then you're not going to have the motivation to even, you know, what are you going to do? Win a couple of races at the end of the season? Yeah, who cares? Verstappen's won 18 of them before that. It doesn't matter. But now, if you start beating him now, it's early enough to catch him, kick on. You know what I mean? It's early enough in. We're only 6 races in. He's won 4 of them. But you can still reel him in at this point. Getting to mid-season and then beating him it's great. Yeah, woohoo. You know, we won the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix at the end of the year when Verstappen's won the championship by 250 points. Yay, but it doesn't really... You need to be beating him now. Just like you did a couple of weeks ago in Miami. If you can beat him here again in Imola, game on. Or at least, even if you put him under pressure today. Even if, all right, Max wins, but Lando's right there, you go, this could be worth watching this year. Could be worth watching, man. Because I'll tell you what, 2-3 weeks ago, I was like, nah. But Miami has given me hope that this season might actually be worth watching, because 2023 certainly wasn't worth watching. How I got through that without being asleep on every single stream, I do not know, but hopefully this can be somewhat better. Miami gave me a glimmer of hope, and probably gave a lot of fans a glimmer of hope that, do you know what? Maybe there is some competition in this game. Yeah, Sainz gets his appendix. Yeah. I don't know if he broke his nose. He certainly cut his nose. I don't know if he broke it, but yeah. Get injured, win the race. Doesn't really set a good precedent, that, though. I think that's just a coincidence, CL2. I'll put that down to a coincidence. You can't be getting injured and winning. Do you know what? We're seeing a replay of the start now. And initially Norris did get a good start. They were side by side, but it's an unusual situation, this, where the pole position grid spot becomes the inside line for turn 1, which is kind of a killer if you're in second. That is kind of a killer, because really you want the P2 grid spot to have the inside line into turn 1, so that on the off chance that you do get a great start and you're alongside the leader, you've got the inside line into the first corner. In Imola, that is not the case. This side by side, Norris does get the great start. They are side by side, but Max has got the leader, the pole position man has got the inside line. I mean, not that it mattered anyway in the end. Verstappen, by the time they got down to the chicane, Max was clearly in the lead anyway, but it makes it an extra level of difficulty for that man in P2 to get the move done into turn 1 when you're on the outside. You're going to have to get a rocket start. On board with Nico Hülkenberg at the start then. Well, Hülkenberg's happy. He is up to P8, so good going for Haas and Nico Hülkenberg. They have got blood, sweat and tears for the win, so they deserve it. Yeah. That's the thing, CL2. Max is unbeatable in a race like this. Yeah. He is, man. And he's opened up a 2-second lead now. Oh, the GPS did kick in and work at least. Okay. Oh man, nah, it's one of them. It's one of them. It's one of them races, isn't it? It's one of them afternoons. It's one of them. I mean, Piastri's putting pressure on Sainz for P4. Yeah. I'll be keeping an eye on the gap between Verstappen and Norris, no doubt, 1.8. So, you know, close up a couple of tenths. Here comes Kevin Magnussen in P16 then. Looking at the back of Pierre Gasly. So Gasly, everyone's on the medium tyres in the top 9. Perez in P10 on the hards. So yeah, everyone on the medium except for Perez in 10th and Gasly in P15, and then Zhou, Sargent and Alonso 18th, 19th and 20th. Zhou and Sargent are on the hard. Alonso on the soft tyres at the back, but Alonso still P20 in the Aston Martin on lap 7. It's Verstappen who leads Norris by 1.8 seconds. It's then the two Ferraris of Leclerc and Sainz. Then Piastri only half a second behind the Ferrari Carlos Sainz for P4. It's then the two Mercedes of George Russell and Lewis Hamilton, 6th and 7th. It's then Nico Hülkenberg, who's in a points-paying position at the moment with Haas in P8, Yuki Tsunoda P9, and Sergio Perez up one position from the start in P10. It's then Ricciardo just outside of the points at the moment as we start lap 8. It's Ricciardo, Ocon, Stroll, Albon, Gasly, Magnussen, Bottas, Zhou, Sargent, and like I say, Alonso at the back on the soft tyres. And yeah, Oscar Piastri putting real pressure on Carlos Sainz for P4. That is the closest battle on track. Piastri should have been front row on the grid today, but got the 3-place grid penalty, demoted down to 5th. But looking quick, Piastri looking quick. In the McLaren, they are on the same tyres, so yeah, McLaren and Ferrari look pretty evenly matched, to be honest. It does, Barry. It does, Barry. I'm not, you know, I do struggle to keep the energy up. You know what I mean, Barry? Because yeah, it's we need competition. We need competition, man. Yeah, Audi's team. Yeah, Audi, well, 2026 in general is a season that is holding a lot of promise. So, you know, Audi's just one of like 15 stories going into 2026 that makes that season potentially really good. But yeah, they've already got Nico Hülkenberg, so Hülkenberg's going to move from Haas to what is Sauber at the moment. But if you don't know, Sauber, so that's Zhou and Bottas's team, is going to become Audi in 2026. And I don't think Zhou or Bottas, either of them will be driving for them at that point. So I think Nico Hülkenberg will be one of them. He's already signed for him for next year, going into 25. So he's like a year early. And then, who knows for the other seat? I don't know. I don't know what Sainz is going to do yet. We'll have to see where Carlos Sainz moves. Oh, we've got a problem. Alexander Albon with a problem in the Williams. Oh, have they not put one of the wheels on right or something like that? Have they not tightened up one of the wheels after a pit stop on Albon's car? Let's say Albon's team radio. Tyres not on properly, man. You know, rookie error, man. Rookie error. So Alexander Albon's coming to the pits. They've changed the tyres and they've not tightened the wheel nut properly. And so the wheel's loose. You know what I mean? Well, he's going to try and Albon's going to try and crawl back to the pits, I guess, but that's his race ruined. Look at this. Hulkenberg, Gasly. I don't think that's out of the realms of possibility. I mean, could be a dodgy wheel gun. Yeah, could be a dodgy wheel gun. But it's a very difficult track to overtake this, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. You know, when it's too easy to overtake, you gotta find that balance where it's challenging to overtake, but Oscar Piastri has got the pace on Carlos Sainz here, but there's not many overtaking opportunities in Imola. So Albon made it back to the pits, then they tightened up the wheels, and away you go again. But that's his weekend completely in the bin. Let's have a look at the replay then. I don't know. They didn't seem particularly unhappy with the stop. Let's have a look at this. Oh, they never got the. They never tightened it. No, they never tightened it. They put the wheel on and they never tightened the nut. Right? So they put the wheel on. They never tightened the nut, man. They just put the wheel on. It's lucky that it stayed on the. It's lucky that it stayed on the wheel hub. That. Come on, Piastri. Verstappen leads by 3 seconds now, so he's just cruising. Ricardo pits. Been shit season so far for Albon and Williams this season. Needs some impressive crazy around. He's just signed up with Williams for a long term though, Gav. Yeah. Yeah, Albon's just signed up for Williams on a new deal, so he's not moving. I was sort of hoping that he would move, to be honest. But they've got James Vowles in charge. To be honest with you, I think Williams will progress over the next couple of years, and 2026 is going to be big for them. So it might not be the worst decision in the world. It would have been more exciting for me because Alex, I'm more neutral these days, but Alex probably is my favourite. And I would have been more excited if he hadn't moved. If he'd have gone to Aston, you know, so a move like that, I would have been like, okay. But I don't think it's the worst thing in the world signing on for Williams. I feel like they're gonna progress. I think, you know, James Vowles is. They've got the right people in charge. I feel like they will progress. But yeah, it's not been a great season for them, has it? It's not been They've not even managed to get a cheeky point here and there like they have been the last couple of years. You know, when the scenario works out for them, Alex has been able to snag a P9 here and there, P10 here and there, but not happened so far this season. It's been tricky for them, but maybe things have got to get a little bit worse for Williams before they get better. I feel like that's the situation. Yeah, Albon. And do you know why Albon? For me, as we see, Alonso's brakes on fire. Wow, okay, yeah. Because Alex Albon, to me, just seems like a normal guy. He seems like someone that I could just genuinely get on with. he doesn't seem like it, like a celebrity. You know what I mean? Like, do I feel like I could get on with Lewis Hamilton? No, like, it'd be like. But do I feel like I could just chill and have a laugh with Alex Albon? Absolutely. He feels like a normal guy. He seems like a normal guy. That's what I'm saying. Could I invite Charles Leclerc round here and we could have a laugh? No, it'd be a weird, awkward atmosphere. But with Alex Albon, I just feel like I could have a laugh. He's just a normal guy, bro. And that's what I like about him. He's just a regular guy that just happens to be one of the best drivers in the world. Whereas some of these guys, most of these guys, just posh boy prima donnas, aren't they, really? Let's be honest. They are. I mean, they're fantastic at what they do, but at the end of the day, they're... You know what I mean? Kevin Magnussen's a regular bloke as well. You know what I mean? Kevin Magnussen is a regular bloke. Just a regular bloke that just happens to be fucking quick. Someone is getting sacked later. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, Aston Martin have been very disappointing this season so far. You know, they had such a great leap in performance between 22 and 23. And then step back again. You know, Alonso was Verstappen's nearest challenger for most of the season last season. You know, obviously Ferrari got involved, and McLaren in the second half of the season were strong, but you know, Alonso got a lot of podiums, especially in the first half of the season. This year, no, it's dropped off on it a lot. But on the other side of the scale, McLaren have come through. They're a lot stronger from the off this season. You know, they won last time out in Miami. I was hoping they were going to come here with the same kind of... To be honest, what I was really hoping for with this one, as to sit here with a Mercedes cap on, yeah, which is absolutely no relevance whatsoever. What I was really hoping for this weekend was a Lando Norris win, yeah, and goes back to back. Season on, bro. That would have been... I'd have been going into Monaco going... Get me a Lando Norris pole position in Monaco, and it is fucking definitely game on. Do you know what I mean? It'd have been massively a different kind of vibe going into Monaco. If Lando Norris had gone back to back, Miami, Imola, I mean, it's still, you know, we're still on lap 17 at 63, but it's not looking good, is it? If Lando Norris had gone back-to-back, and I'm by no means a Lando Norris fan. I prefer Piastri, to be honest. But for the sake of for the sake of competition and for the sake of excitement, that's what I was hoping for, really, coming into this. And then thinking, right, if Lando could have gone back-to-back, that'd have got Verstappen a little bit worried, wouldn't it? If Lando would have pulled the back-to-back on Red Bull and Max, I'll tell you what, that would have really got there. That'd have got him tingling, do you know what I mean? That'd have got him concerned then at that point. Yeah, it's Monaco next year, man. Canada. It might be the round after that, to be honest. It might be Monaco, then Canada. Let me have a look. Schedule. Or schedule, however you want to say it. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so it's Monaco, then Canada, 9th of June. Spain, 23rd. Austria, 30th of June. Britain, Hungary, Belgium, Netherlands, Italy, Azerbaijan, Singapore. Azerbaijan used to be like round 4 or 5. Azerbaijan going at the back of the season now. Singapore. Kota. Oh, Perez has gone off into the gravel. Oh, shit. Oh, Perez has gone off. He's rejoined, but... Oh... Yeah. Yeah, so it's Monaco next weekend, then a couple of weeks after that, Canada, yeah. And that'll be like 7, 8 p.m. That race, UK time. Yeah, what we're saying. You would end up punching George Russell. Does we not in self-obsessed? You gotta remember, Gav, most of these are posh boys, innit? You gotta remember that. You know what I mean? I love this sport, you know. I live and breathe it, and it's in my blood. But I also can see it from an outside point of view. I'm not that enthralled in it that I've got binocular vision and this is the greatest thing in the world and no one else's opinions matter. Like, I know that it's just a bunch of posh boys racing around in multi-million-dollar. You know what I mean? I know the situation. I just want it to be at least competitive, man. It's one of them, innit? This is one of them 2 out of 10 races, and it is what it is. I told you. Lap 1 was critical. I mean, Piastri's been trying to get a move done on science for the past 17 laps. But it's a very difficult circuit to overtake. You've got to do it in the pit stops. Exactly, we do need wheel-to-wheel racing. But more than that, Barry, we need competition for the victory, you know? When was the last time someone overtook someone to win the race? Because Lando Norris and Max Verstappen never went wheel to wheel 2 weeks ago in Miami. You know, it wasn't like, oh my God, and Lando Norris dives down the inside for the win. Nah, that didn't happen. It was a safety car, you know, scenario. When was the last time somebody dived down the inside, last of the late breakers, to overtake somebody to win the race? I don't even know. Because when Sainz won in Australia, it was because Max's brakes were on fire, so that wasn't really a pass for the lead because Max's brakes were locked on. I mean, genuinely, could it be like the middle of 2022? Genuinely, it's probably the middle of 2022 where somebody overtook somebody to win the race on a level playing field, like wheel to wheel. Here we go, battle for the win. It could be 2 years ago. You know what I mean? Could be 2 years ago. I might be wrong. But I'm saying it's about 2 years ago. And really, it should be every week. It should be every week. Why is there a month break from Singapore to USA? In fact, that's a very good question, that Gav. I do not know. And I also, when I looked at the calendar, I also thought exactly the same thing. Why is there like a 4-week gap and then 3 races together? Yeah, no, it's weird. I don't understand. There'll be someone out there that knows. The people that make the, but no, I don't know, Gav. The calendar is weird in places, especially like you say in the back end of the season, Singapore to US. I think there's a scenario where it's like a race, then like a 3-4 week gap, another race, a 3-4 week gap, and then like 3 in a row. And you're thinking, well, hang on a minute, couldn't you have just done a race, 2 weeks later a race, 2 weeks later a race, 2 weeks later a race, rather than going a month off, a month off, and then 4 in a row? I don't know, man. I don't know. There'll be a reason for that. There'll be a reason, but I don't get it. Well, we're on board with Yuki Tsunoda in P14 battling Logan Sargent. So Norris been told to pit as well. Or is Ferrari pitting as well? Okay. Right, the leaders are starting to pit now. As far as I know, the top 6 haven't pitted yet. Is that right? Until now. Here we go then. So Lando Norris is in from second. Goes onto the hard tyres. 2.4 seconds stop. So not too bad at all. Oh, Albon's got a 10-second penalty. What for? I don't know. Maybe it's the loose tyre thing, but his afternoon's done anyway. Oh, this is critical. Oh, and Perez has got out ahead. This is, yeah, that's not worked out for Lando Norris. So Sergio Perez has got up to P6. I think McLaren were thinking that they could pit Lando Norris and get him out ahead of Sergio Perez. That's not worked out. And now, ooh, yeah, this has not worked out for McLaren, this. George Russell versus Esteban Ocon. Yep, nice move. Russell up to 9th. Piastri's in the pits then. And I tell you what, Norris has got to get the move done on Perez immediately. As quickly as possible. You pick one country to give F1 a race. Yeah, I think South Africa. I back that. Oh, look at this. He's got to get the move done. Here he goes then, down the inside. And Lando Norris has done Sergio Perez. Needed to get that move done. Does get it done. Straight off the bat. Nice. Yeah, Norris only held up for a lap, so not too bad in the end. He's dispatched Sergio Perez. But yeah, if I could give a Grand Prix to a country, yeah, South Africa's a good shout because that's the only continent they don't, well, you don't want to count Antarctica as a continent. Who don't go to Antarctica. But, yeah, that's the only major continent that Formula One doesn't go to. So, yeah, I think South African Grand Prix would be, Kyalami would be the one I'd pick. What else? What other country doesn't have a race that sort of should have, really? I mean, there's no German or French Grand Prix at the moment, which seems a bit wrong that there's no German or French Grand Prix. I'd like to see a French Grand Prix back at Magny-Cours. Yeah, French Grand Prix at Magny-Cours would be up on my list. Here we go then. Piastri on the fresh tyres then. Gets past Lance Stroll up into 7th. No, I wouldn't, Gav. No. We've got enough. I've always said this about street races, right? We've got enough street races. I don't want any more. In fact, the Spanish Grand Prix is going to a street race as well. We've got enough. It's like a third of the calendar is street races now. That's enough. No. I wouldn't like a London Grand Prix, no. I don't think it'd ever happen. Because it wouldn't get approved by councils, and I don't think it'd get so many complaints and all these people that are environmentally, you know what I mean? It wouldn't, no. Because anyone that lives in London or works in London who's not an F1 fan, which is like 99.9% of the population, would be absolutely outraged at that, at London being absolutely shut down for 20 cars to drive around, and people would be absolutely fuming. So, no, it never happened. I don't want it to happen. Silverstone is a fantastic circuit and should have the British Grand Prix forever. So, no. Vote against. But it'd be stupid anyway. It'd have protests and all sorts. We've got enough street circuits. The pit stops are happening though. Has Hamilton gone off? Has Hamilton been off? Has Hamilton been into the gravel? I think Lewis Hamilton has been off and rejoined the circuit. We'll get a replay. Yeah, Perez hasn't pitted yet, and he's causing havoc. Come on, Charles, you need to get this done now. Go on, Charles. Yeah, Leclerc's got the move done. Leclerc up into P5 as he head down to first chicane. So Sainz and Hamilton's still out there. Oh, go on then. Oscar Piastri passes Sergio Perez as well. Right. Is that Sainz in, well, pole position's something that's for qualifying, Ernesto. But if you mean, is he in the lead, then yes, he is temporarily in the lead of the race, Ernesto. But he has yet to pit. So he's pitting now. And, yeah. But yeah, Ernesto, he had a lap lead in the race. Wouldn't you like to alternate the British Grand Prix, Brands Hatch, Donington, Silverstone? No, because they're not really set up. Brands Hatch. Brands Hatch is great for other series, but for Formula One, I don't know about Brands Hatch. A Grand Prix car on Brands Hatch. I don't think there'd be any overtaking opportunities. An F1 car at Brands Hatch? No, I don't think so. For GT racing and the rest of it, yeah, great, but and Donington Park, they did try and do that about 20 years ago, didn't they? 15 years ago. But no, Silverstone. But I did like when they used to rotate the German Grand Prix. Nürburgring had the odd years and Hockenheim had the even years, yeah. That was good, that. Oh, and Lewis did go off at Aqua Minerale then, straight across the gravel, rejoin the circuit, but flipping heck. Sonoda's passed Sargent round the outside, and what a move that was. And Nico Hulkenberg then, a replay on board with him down it. Oh my God. Wow, Sargent's been done there by Sonoda and Hulkenberg. Yeah, first place. Yeah, no, don't worry, mate. I know what you meant. But yeah, he was briefly in first place, but he was... everyone ahead of him had made their pit stops and he hadn't yet, so that's why he was briefly in the lead. But yeah, back down to P6 it is now. So that is with most of them already taking the stops. I don't think Perez has stopped yet. But most of the others have. And so that is it then. Verstappen leads Norris by 6 seconds and Leclerc 3.7 behind that. So Piastri in the pit stops has got ahead of Carlos Sainz then. Yeah. Yeah, so Piastri's done Sainz in the pit stop phase. It's then Russell 7th, Stroll 8th, Hamilton 9th at the moment. Magnussen up into P10. I don't know if he's stopped yet. I'd say probably not, but here we are on board with Carlos Sainz putting pressure on Sergio Perez for 5th. Perez has yet to stop, and Perez still stays out there. Lap 30 is 63. Sainz has got to be getting this move done if he wants to look at the podium today. He's down the inside, Carlos Sainz, and gets the move done on Sergio Perez. What else are we saying? It'd be great to have an F1 race at Brands Hatch. I might try that on iRacing and see if it's any good, Gav. Because I've got an F1 car. I bought an F1 car on iRacing. I might rig that up and see if it's any good. I reckon it'd be a bit too high speed. There's not much low speed stuff going on where you can actually... You know, there's no big braking zones at Brands Hatch, really, is there? Well, yeah, I suppose you go round turn 1 and down the hill and you're braking there. You're going to send a dive bomb into turn 2, but I don't know, really. I don't know for a F1. I don't know. I'll give it a go on the sim and I'll let you know. Is there any other good tracks in the UK? Oh, there's loads of good tracks in the UK, but Alton Park, Snetterton. Oh, there's loads. There's someone... There's probably a dozen, but Silverstone's the granddad, do you know what I mean? Silverstone's still better than all of them combined, you know. We don't need to be talking about moving the British Grand Prix. Anyway, they've signed like a 19-year deal anyway, so the British Grand Prix staying at Silverstone anyway, so it's pointless to speculate because it's a great circuit anyway, that. Argentina, yeah. Argentina. I back that, yeah. Argentina be good. I think they used to go to Argentina like in the 80s. I don't know if they've got any circuits that are up to sort of Class 1 specification. Probably not, but... Exactly. Could the old F1 races? Probably not. Or do you know where I would like to see an F1 race? Yeah. Bathurst. Imagine that. Or like, can you imagine like a Grand Prix at like Daytona, the Daytona 24-hour circuit? I'd love to see that as a one-off. I mean, just getting into fancy line. One race different out of every 5. Every 4 at Silverstone you swap. One in every 5 years. Oh my god, this is how crap this race is. We're talking about how many British different venues the British Grand Prix could be at. Yeah, it's one of them races, unfortunately, this one. It's one of them ones. Unfortunately, it's one of those Verstappen walk in the park days, man. And yeah, there might be a great battle here between Yuki Tsunoda and Zhou Guanyu for P11. Tsunoda gets a move done. Yeah. It's one of them days, man. It's one of them Sunday afternoon siesta kind of a race. I'm not going to... If the second half of this race is a continuation of the first half of this race, I'm looking at like a 2 out of 10. It's a 1 out of 10 race, this. Literally nothing of any significance has happened so far, has it? I mean, please do drop a like on the stream and join me for the Monaco Grand Prix next weekend, but damn, bro. It's one of them, innit? It's one of them, man. It's one of them. I was praying that Miami wasn't a blip. But it might be a blip. We might be back to... We might be back to regular... We're back to the regular schedule now, aren't we? Miami was a blip. Exactly. You see, this is your first. Exactly, Gav. I feel like the US have missed, well, not missed a trick. They've... Thing is about the US, right? A race at COTA, okay, that's fine. But Miami and Vegas, it is just purely about location rather than quality of race or quality of circuit. That is just purely a location-based race. A race in Las Vegas, woohoo! Let's pour $1 billion in and race down the Vegas Strip. All right, is the circuit any good? Well, no, it doesn't really matter about... Wait a minute. Is the race going to be any good? Well, no. We're in Vegas. I don't care about racing down the Las Vegas Strip. Give me a circuit like, exactly like you said, Gav, Watkins Glen. There's probably 20 fantastic circuits in the US. Not interested, are they? They're not interested. They want to be on Las Vegas Strip, and they want to be racing round Miami Hard Rock Stadium. For what? Racing round Miami Hard Rock Stadium for what? As a circuit, it's terrible. But they want to be in Miami, to say they're in Miami, to be in Miami, to be where the celebrities are, and to say there's a Miami Grand Prix, rather than going to an actual superb circuit, which the US has a lot of them. They'd rather build a car park of a circuit around a stadium just to be in a certain location. So I'm not against races in the US at all. I'm against them prioritising location over actual quality of event and quality of circuit. That's what I criticise about the US. So when I moan about, oh, too many races in America, what I mean is the Miami circuit, crap. All right, we had a good race because Lando Norris won. Someone different won. Oh, give it a 10 out of 10. Someone else won. But really, the circuit's terrible. Same in Vegas. Oh, got the longest straight in the world. 16 miles straight. Is Perez still out there? But it is kind of frustrating in the US because they have got so many great circuits that they could go to. And that's what I'm going to do in the Viewers' Championship. Don't worry. I'm doing Road America. I've done Road Atlanta. You know. I'm doing Watkins Glen. So the Viewers' Championship calendar is... that's the one. Up into the bottom three. They've been lapped. I think if you're lapped, your name must go into grey. Brutal, that, isn't it, Kim? But they're all still in the race. No one's retired from the race, as far as I know. They're all still in the race. I guess once you've been lapped, it's grey mode. It's grey lettering. And GG's. Yeah, in the bin. In the bin. I mean, it's still going round. Domination. Yeah, Dougie. Sorry, I've missed a couple of messages. I go on a rant and then I'm on that for 10 minutes. I do apologise. If you could dump 5 races and add new 5, oh my god, they're getting deep now. Dump 5 races. I need to see the calendar. We might as well get into this kind of a conversation because I'll tell you what, this race, bro, this race. This is a 1 out of 10 race so far. It's 1. Do you know what I mean? I did that video like 2 weeks ago, like, oh, I'm really struggling with the watch-alongs. I don't think I can keep going anymore. And then I got all these comments like, no, F1's as strong as it's ever been. You're just a Mercedes fanboy. And I'm thinking, eh? This is absolutely, this is the worst that Formula One will probably ever be. But if I can keep going through this, then it's plain sailing when we get to 25, 26, isn't it? Plain sailing. Right, what would I get rid of? I'm gonna answer your question properly, Gav, because fuck it. Let's answer it. Well, Bahrain I'd keep. Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I'll get rid of Saudi Arabia. Australia keep, Japan keep, China keep, Miami gone. So Saudi Arabia, Miami gone. This, for history's sake, maybe I keep it, but this for history's sake, I keep it. Monaco keep, because you can't be ditching Monaco, man. You got to keep it. Canada keep. Barcelona keep. But Formula One themselves are not keeping it. I keep it. Austria keep. Britain keep. Hungary keep. Belgium keep. Netherlands. Max, super, max. I suppose you got to keep Netherlands. Italy keep. Azerbaijan keep. Singapore keep. US keep. Mexico keep. Brazil keep. Vegas. Yeah, get rid of it. So that's Saudi Arabia, Miami, Vegas gone. Qatar gone. Abu Dhabi gone. And then I bring in Nürburgring, Magny-Cours. I'd have to have a think. You dump Monaco. Yeah, but Monaco, I wouldn't dump Monaco. I feel you'd miss something. If the Monaco Grand Prix didn't exist, Formula One would lose something. Now, can I put a word on what it would lose? No, I can't sum that up in words. But Formula One would lose something if there was no Monaco Grand Prix. I don't know if it's like a mixture of like history, glamour, prestige, diamonds and celebrities, and there's something about Monaco that is glued to Formula One. There's something about Monaco and Formula One that is fused together, and to tear them apart, Monaco would lose something. If there was no Grand Prix in Monaco, Monaco wouldn't be the same, and F1 wouldn't be the same without Monaco. It doesn't matter how good or bad the race is. They come as a package. One without the other is not quite the same. And I can't quite explain why. So I'd keep Monaco. But you can stick a few of these street tracks in the bin. But you know what I mean. Depends on the Viewers' Championship. Kim's like Max. No. Hey, Viewers' Championship should be better than this championship anyway. You're in it, Barry. Don't worry about that. Carl's in the next. When are we getting 5 races in the UK? Never. Oh, mate, honestly. I apologise. This is the least amount of actual commentary that I've ever done on a watch along. But it's just... It just ain't it, is it? This is the most waffling and least amount of actual paying attention to the race that I've ever done. Right, to be fair, the battle for second is on. All right. Let's wake up this dragon. Let's wake up the dragon here now. Leclerc is catching Norris for second. That is actually significant. That is genuinely significant. Okay, this is actually it, bro. Yes, Lewis, welcome to the stream, bro. Cheers, Salty Dog, mate. Monaco is the first only setting to make it to the Marvel movies. Well, yeah, it's a cultural... I don't know what... You know what I mean? It's just... You can't have a Formula One calendar without Monaco. It wouldn't quite... It wouldn't be right. Yeah. Yes, Jamza. How we doing, bro? Good morning, mate. How we doing? Bring back Turkey. Yeah, Turkey, mate. I agree. Turkey would be back on the grid, mate. Mitch. The Lando Norris versus Charles Leclerc bit is coming up. But up to now, it's a solid 1 out of 10 race, this. 1 out of 10. Absolutely dead. Mate. If this was a football match, it'd be 0-0 with no shots. 0-0 with no shots. I mean, at least someone have a shot on goal. Jesus Christ, man. No, to be fair, the battle for second is hotting up here. Leclerc versus Norris could be a shot on target. You know what I mean? But, yeah, nah. It's just one of them, bro. It's one of them. It's one of them, man. Ditch Monaco. Yeah, I get the ditch Monaco thing, but I couldn't do it. And I feel weird if it wasn't on the calendar. Despite the boring 0-0. This is the F1 0-0, mate. I can't believe it, man. Coming off the back of Miami, which is a banger as well. I'm like, yeah, this is a turning point. We're going to get a good season now. What else are we saying? I might have missed a couple of comments. Would that be one of my 5? Yeah, Turkey's would be one of my 5, yeah. What did I say get rid of? I said get rid of Saudi Arabia, Miami, Abu Dhabi. What else? I can't remember what I said. But yeah, bring in, yeah, we go South African Grand Prix in Kyle Army. That'd be one. I bring back German Grand Prix at Nürburgring. I go French Grand Prix at Magny-Cours. What else? Yeah, Turkish Grand Prix probably, yeah. Istanbul Park. And then I do Daytona Infield. That's Miami, isn't it? Yeah, sod racing around the Hard Rock Stadium. Do Daytona 24-hour track, anyway. Well, this is for a point then. Nico Hülkenberg versus Lance Stroll. Bring back Brands Hatch. I'm going to do that on the sim because Gav's been saying about Brands Hatch as well. Russian Grand Prix can get in the bin forever, Anthony. Russian Grand Prix, forget it. Yeah, Saudi, Miami, Las Vegas, Qatar, Abu Dhabi. Yeah. They're the worst, in my opinion. Yeah. If those 5 races didn't exist, would the Formula One calendar lose anything? No. It'd lose a few celebrities on the grid. Do you know what I mean? That is it. Would it actually lose any quality racing? No. Yeah, replace those 5 with Nürburgring, Magny-Cours. What else did we say? Turkey. South Africa, Kyalami. And then a wild card, like Bathurst, but that's a bit stupid to suggest that. Or like Daytona Infield, or you know what I mean? Wild card race. Talladega, I don't know that. That Talladega's one of them ones that I've heard of. Is that an oval? Is that an oval, that? I feel like that's a NASCAR vibe, that. I feel like that's a NASCAR kind of a vibe, that. Talladega! You know what I mean? It's the most NASCAR word ever, that. Yeah, big oval, yeah. No, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing an oval. You could do like, you know when they used to do Indianapolis with the infield bit? I'd do that. Or the Daytona, but the 24-hour race layout. So you do a bit of the infield bit, and then you've got like half the oval, you know, with the chicane and that. I'd do that. I'd be up for that. But a full oval, I mean, it'd be phenomenal, but it'd never happen, would it? I don't even know what would happen. Would the engines blow up after 20 minutes of that? Half an hour of that? Because they're not built for that, are they? I wonder if they would just blow up. Just full throttle. Just full throttle at Daytona for 2 hours in an F1 car. It'd blow up, wouldn't it? Not designed for that. I don't know. I don't really know. Chaos. Replace the German, Argentine, South Africa, Turkey, French. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, them special tracks. Mugello's a great circuit, but I don't think it's great for... I think it's a great driver's circuit, you know, great. But does it produce great racing? I don't think so. Portugal as well was another one that they did in COVID, which is a great circuit, but did it produce a great race? I'm not so sure. Where else did they go where they don't normally go? Well, I'd definitely bring back Turkey, yeah. Istanbul Park, yeah, without a doubt. Swear they had another Italian circuit. They had Mugello. I think you're right. There was a couple of oddball tracks in there. They did this. Did they even do Monza in that lockdown season? Oh yeah, they did, didn't they? Because is that the one that Gasly won? That's the one Gasly won in it. That's where you get the Pierre Gasly. Another Italian one. I think you're thinking of Mugello. That was an oddball calendar, that. The lockdown calendar. It's like 2 races in Austria, then 2 British Grand Prix, then that was a weird calendar, that. Yeah, 2020. That was a weird calendar, that. Weird times. Mate, I'm going to be honest, yeah, I apologise for this watch along, I really do. This is the least amount of actual commentary and following the race that I've ever done on this channel. I can only apologise. It's been one of those races. I could sit here and talk about the gap between Lance Stroll or Yuki Tsunoda. You know, but unfortunately, it's been one of those races. There's 13 laps to go. We've had a waffle. We've had a chat. Stroll's gone round the outside of Yuki Tsunoda for 9th. He looks a lot quicker than Tsunoda, to be fair. Wow. Magnussen making a move on Esteban Ocon, the side-by-side. Magnussen gets the move done, then round the outside into Tamburello. So Magnussen up to 14th. But yeah, I do apologise that I've not been, you know what I mean, I've not been on it really, commentary-wise, this afternoon, because there's not been a lot to talk about. So I appreciate the conversation. So I appreciate you, Gav, and everyone else. Be constant flat out, yeah. Boom. Yeah, I don't know how a Grand Prix car would deal with an oval, really. I don't know how long that'd last. I don't really know what the scenario would be. Would they be able to do it? Get through it? Probably, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it'd be boring as old sin, wouldn't it? But Adelaide Street Circuit. Swear they had another Italian circuit in lockdown. I don't know. Adelaide. I don't know Adelaide. I don't know it. I'm not going to pretend to know it. I don't know the layout of Adelaide. I don't know how good or bad it was. It's before my time, Adelaide. I mean, Adelaide... How long's Australia been in Melbourne? Since like 96 or something like that. So I can't pretend to know Adelaide, but I'll trust you on that. If it's good, I don't know. You would rate this race 0 out of 10. Zero out of 10 is a fair shout. A 0 out of 10. Please do drop a like on the stream. Please do get yourself subscribed to the biggest... You know what I mean? Get yourself subscribed. This unbelievable Formula 1 channel. What an unbelievable season we are having. A 0 out of 10 race in round 7 here. What a phenomenal sporting event. Get yourself subscribed for a fantastic period in Formula 1 history. You never know who's going to win. The battle for the win is always there. You know, they're fighting for the win, lap in, lap out, every single lap. Every single weekend you go into it thinking, who's going to win this one? It could be one of any 10 drivers winning every single week. It's a phenomenal period in F1 history. Get yourself subscribed. Drop a like on the stream. 0 out of 10 race. Mate, honestly. I mean, what am I going to do? Throw in the towel and not do the channel anymore, or just have a laugh and have a chat? We just have a laugh and have a chat, innit? We might as well. What I'll do is, I'll keep the engine going this season. I'll just keep the engine going. We'll have a laugh, we'll have a chat. If per se, you know, every now and then we get a good race, then I'll go, oh, right, we've got a good race, here we go. Other than that, we'll have a chat, we'll keep the engine ticking over. We'll keep it on tick over, and then we get to 2025, and we'll have another look. But, yeah, I think I'll just keep it going, and, you know, we can have a chat and discussion about this, that, and the other. Keep it on tick over. If every now and then, you know, every 7 or 8 races we get a good one, then I can lock in and go, all right, this is a good one. Here we go. Let's get into commentary mode. If not, we can have a chat. Gav, Mitch, Carl, Salty Dog, Anthony, you know, Jamza, anyone else that's in stream. We can just have a chat and have a waffle and see what's what, who's who, and who, you know. And when we get a good race, we lock in. And that'll get us through till 2025. Yeah, it'll be a bit of fun, isn't it? Lando catching Max. Yeah. The store could go up, yeah. Oh, yeah. I just, you know, when you wake up and everybody has bad days, Gav. You know what I mean? I just woke up, I thought, what am I doing this for? I thought, I can't even get excited for it. But it's good to come live and just have a chat anyway. What would I be doing? I'd be sat here watching it anyway. Because I wouldn't not watch it. I would never not watch it. So I'd be sat here watching it anyway. So I might as well have a chat with you, innit? You know. Whether it's going to be the most phenomenal, exciting, action-packed stream, probably not. But I'd be watching it anyway, so I might as well have a chat with you. And sort of... Hey, I tell you what. Hey, right. We need to reevaluate this. Lando Norris is genuinely catching Verstappen for the win here. Hang on a minute here. Hang on a minute here. It might be game on. It might be game on, innit, Mitch? Mitch, is this game on here? No, honestly, Mitch, yeah. It's game on, this, isn't it? You need to go up to the next door to liven up. Listen. I think we're game on. I think we're genuinely game on here. Carl, are you up for it? Are you up for this? Because it might be on this. Hey, listen, right, I'm telling you now, yeah? Up until, we are on lap 56 of 63. Right, no joke. This has been a 0 out of 10 race. But, it's not over, and Lando Norris is 2 seconds behind Verstappen and catching him for the win. This could go from a 0 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10 in the last 5 laps. Oh my God, right, lock in. Right, we're in. This is why, you never know, innit? You never know. You never know, man. Right, I'm in the zone now. We can talk about top 5 British Grand Prix later and that, you know what I mean? This is genuinely on this. Look at this. I was saying before, when was the last time somebody overtook someone to take the win? It's got to be like middle of 2022, that. This could be we are about to start lap 57 out of 63. This has been a 0 out of 10 race, but Lando Norris is now catching Verstappen for the win. Bro, the gap was like 7 or 8 seconds. I was just like tapped out. I tapped out. When I saw the gap was like 5-6 seconds, I was like, yeah. Lando Norris did not tap out. The gap is 1.8. Okay. You could go up from a 1 out of 10 to a 3 if Lando does it. If Lando passes Verstappen and wins the race, that's more than a 3 out of 10, that, Gav. If Lando Norris catches Verstappen, passes him and wins the Grand Prix, that's like an 8. That's like a 7 or 8. That's like a 7 or 8. If Lando Norris catches him, overtakes him, and wins the Grand Prix, phenomenal. Look at this. Lando Norris is giving it absolutely everything. 1.5. I tell you what, right? Lando is Max's... Now, it's easy to say this in this situation, but I think in general, I think Lando is Max's nearest challenger in this day and age. I think it really is. You know, you can cheer on Piastri all you want, you can cheer on Leclerc all you want, you can cheer on Sainz all you want, but I think genuinely Lando Norris is Max Verstappen's competition. You know, I've got to admit, Hamilton's probably over the hill now. George Russell, who knows? The verdict's still out for me on George Russell. I don't know. I don't know whether he's world championship material or just a decent driver. I have no idea. Charles Leclerc is a great driver, but Lando Norris, like it or lump it, is Max Verstappen's biggest competition in this day and age, in this era. And this is a prime example. 2 weeks ago in Miami was, but even when McLaren weren't as competitive as they are now, Lando Norris has proved that he's the real deal. Lando Norris has proved that he's the real deal, even when the car has not been as competitive as it is now. And I think, you know, I'm willing to say that Lando Norris is the competition. He is the competition. Leclerc fans won't be happy. I think they don't. I think you've got to understand, though. I think you're going to see for the rest of this season Lando Norris being the nearest challenger to Max Verstappen. Yeah. And I hope in the future, maybe not this season, but I hope in the future we do get Lando Norris versus Max Verstappen for the championship. You know, if McLaren can produce a championship challenging car, Lando Norris is definitely the driver to take the fight to Max. We're seeing it. We're seeing it now. We're seeing it now. You know, phone died. It was on. Yeah, no, I don't think he's going to get him now, mate. No, I don't think he's going to get him. But I'm glad that he's put him under pressure in the last few laps. I am glad about that. He's probably not going to get him now. But I'm glad that he's managed to reel him in the last 15 laps. He's made Verstappen really fight for this. And what a different story it could have been if Lando Norris had have got the pole position, had have got that extra 10th of a second or whatever it was, and got the pole position yesterday. He could have had the pace to win this, to stay ahead and win. In the end, it's going to be close, but Max will probably hang on from here. But fair play to Lando Norris. He has let the gap extend. The gap did extend to about 6 or 7 seconds, but he's reeled him back in. It's a good sign for the rest of the season. It's a good sign for McLaren. If you're a McLaren fan, this is massive. Miami's not just a one-hit wonder. McLaren are genuinely looking strong. It's great if you're a Lando Norris fan. And it's great if you're neutral like me. I mean, I know I'm Mercedes cap, that's irrelevant. But if you're neutral like me, you look at this and you go, there's some hope. There is some hope here that... Oh my... He's keeping him honest, man. That's all can ask for, yeah. It's a close finish, this. It's 1.1. Jesus Christ, man. I'll tell you what, it's been close, this, in the end. In the end, it's been close. I'm glad Lando's put the pressure on. Lando, I tell you what, yeah. Lando, on the back of this, I really want, yeah, I want the Lando Norris pole in Monaco and a win. And then it fucking game on, do you know what I mean? I feel like Lando's really taking the fight to him here. It's a good last 10 laps, this. This has turned up the score a lot. This. This last 10 laps, fantastic. Look at this. Final lap. He's not going to get him, but he's making him work for it. He's making him sweat, man. Nah, fair play. Fair play to Lando Norris. He's come off the back of the win in Miami and put serious pressure on Verstappen in Imola. Go to Monaco and beat him, Lando. Go to Monaco and beat him, and we've got a season on our hands. It's close, man. It's close. It's actually close. I can't believe this. 15 laps ago, I had signed off, ticked off as a 0 out of 10. It's actually close, bro. It's actually close. Nah, to be fair, man. I've got to give full respect to Lando Norris and McLaren here. They've given him a run for his money. They've given him a dang good run for his money as well here. He's had to really work for this one. Lando's absolutely chased him like a ferret up a drain pipe here. Fair play, man. Nah, Verstappen wins, but fair play, man. Lando Norris put that on him big time. Big ups to Lando Norris and McLaren there. They are in this season big time. McLaren need to sit down. Round a big table and go, we can go for this year. We're not just fighting for P5, P3. We can fight Verstappen toe to toe this season. Let's go all in. If McLaren are doing a poker hand right now, it is time to go all in. They can do this. They need to sit down. They need to have a board meeting around a big table on the top floor of a skyscraper, and they need to all sit round and go, we can do this. We can beat Max. Let's go all in. Let's blow the budget to smithereens. Well, no, obviously they've got to work to a budget, but McLaren have got a really in this season. I know Max has beaten by a whiskers. You know, Verstappen's beaten by a whisker, but big ups to McLaren there for putting the pressure on in those last 10 laps. They're really in this season, and I hope they can kick on from here and really group together and go, if they can get a result in Monaco, if they can beat Verstappen in Monaco, we might not be in for such a bad season in the end. But yeah, I'm a West Ham fan now. Yeah, so it is officially 3:30. Premier League final day kicks off in half an hour, and I am a West Ham fan for the next 2.5 hours. So yeah, fucking cheers. Last lap overtake, yeah, imagine that, Carl. That would have been mad. I'm an Arsenal fan or City fan. Neither, Gav. I'm a West Ham fan today. No, I mean, to put it in simple terms, I'd rather Arsenal win the league, innit? I would rather Arsenal win the league, but anyway. Anyway, I hope it's a good final day. I hope West Ham score the first goal, and then it's like, ooh, West Ham go 1-0 up. Ooh, you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm glad that this has been the. Yeah, City are, yeah, man. Well, no, City aren't. City is so far ahead that it would be stupid of United fans to say that City are even rivals. Fucking Newcastle of, I don't know, Chelsea. The battle for P7, they're our rivals, you know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Fucking shocking. You're so far ahead that it's just a joke, man. Anyway. In the end, right, so I always go driver of the day, and rate the race out of 10. What's the results in the end? So, Verstappen, Norris, Leclerc, Piastri, Sainz, Hamilton, Russell, Perez, Stroll. Stroll gets 2 points. Tsunoda with the P10. Haas just missed out on the points, 11th and 12th. Ricciardo, 13th. Ocon, Joe, Gasly. Do you go Norris driver of the day? No one's had a phenomenal race there, have they, in terms of where they started to where they finished? No one's had an absolute charge through the grid, have they, there? Ricciardo's dropped back positions. Tsunoda gets a point. So do you give driver of the day to Lando Norris, or do you give it to Verstappen? Where did Lando Norris start second, finish second in the end? I don't know. Perez from 11th to 8th. Stroll to 9th. Where did Stroll start? You can't give driver of the day to Lance Stroll, can you? Yeah, Norris. Yeah, great last 5 laps or so. Yeah. So what do you give it then overall? Because Norris didn't get the job done in the end. Max obviously... Oh, I've got the wire stuck in the wheel of his chair. Fucking nightmare. All right. There's not a lot to choose from really on driver of the day. So I will give it to Lando Norris for putting the pressure on Max at the end. So I'll go driver of the day, Lando Norris. Now race out of 10. It was, all jokes aside, this was a 1 out of 10 race going into the last 7 or 8 laps. The pressure on Max for the win in the last half dozen laps, even though Max still saw it through and still won, but it did definitely add. The final 6 laps of this race were, it was like all of a sudden, let's have a look, it went from me fully on a chilling one to getting, so that probably elevates it to like a 4, a 3, a 3 or 4 out of 10. I mean, I don't think you can give a race a 0 anyway, but it was a 1 out of 10 race. With the pressure on Max at the end, I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4. Oh, I don't know. Is that too generous, that really? Nothing fucking happened, did it? Absolutely nothing happened, bro. Where are you getting 4 points from, Rob? Do you know what I mean? Where are you getting 4 points from? Absolutely terrible that was. 3. Yeah, 3. I agree. Right, Barry, Gav, Mitch with the 5. That's generous. A 3. I agree. 3 out of 10. It would have been a 1 out of 10. Last half dozen laps elevates it to a 3. If Norris had passed him and got the win, he'd be looking at like a 7 or an 8. But that didn't happen. Max kept it together, kept ahead. 3. Absolutely shocking. I hope that's the worst race of the season. I need to look back at my streams. What I want is a scoreboard. I need to look back at my streams and see what I give each race out of 10 and have like a leaderboard of like Bahrain 1 out of 10, Saudi Arabia 2 out of 10, fucking Australia 2 out of 10. Well, Australia was actually all right, wasn't it? Because Max's brakes set on fire and something actually happened. And then, you know what I mean? Miami 2 out of 10, whatever. China 2 out of 10, Suzuka 2 out of 10. I need a scoreboard just for a laugh, innit? Miami was all right. I think I'd give that a 7 or 8. But yeah, nah, 3 out of 10. That was a race where you could have had a nap for 50 out of those 63 laps and not miss anything. You know, I can't pretend to get excited over somebody overtaking somebody else for 17th or 14th. I can't pretend to be like, oh my God, it's Lance Stroll round the outside of Kevin Magnussen for 17th. But last 6 laps was good. Right, I'm going to be doing the Viewers' Championship race. Everyone that was in chat today will be entered into that. I don't know, about 10, 12 people, something like that. How many people? Yeah, probably about 10 or 12 people that'll be in that race. Viewers' Championship will be round this circuit. I'll do that on Tuesday night. Tuesday night, let's say, I don't know, 8 o'clock. There's no football on, is there, to clash with. But yeah. So I'll be back for the Viewers' Championship. Everyone that was in chat today for this live stream will be entered as a driver into that virtual race on iRacing. I will host that 8 o'clock Tuesday night. Same circuit, Imola, but obviously completely different categories and everything like that. But yeah, so I'll see you for the Viewers' Championship on Tuesday night. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me this stream. Please do drop a like on the stream if you haven't already. I'll be back for the Viewers' Championship. And then it's Monaco next weekend. So I'll be live for qualifying and the race for Monaco next weekend. Let's hope for the, you know, I'm not a Lando Norris fan naturally, but I will be cheering on Lando Norris probably for the rest of the season, because he's actually putting up a challenge to the inevitable Max Verstappen. And you know what? I've got to back that, and I've got to respect that. And you know what? Big ups Lando, man. He put on a good show today. He put Verstappen under pressure. Verstappen did hold out in the end and did keep Norris at bay. But fair play, man. Norris, give him a good run for his money. It's a 3 out of 10. It's Lando Norris, driver of the day. But thank you all for joining the stream. Please do drop me a like. And yeah, Kim Deaton. Cheers, Dougie. Cheers, everybody. And yeah, catch you Tuesday night. Viewers' Championship Round 7 in Imola. Same circuit. But yeah, peace out, guys. And thank you for bearing with me. I know there wasn't a lot of commentary going on today. There wasn't a lot to commentate on today. So thank you for bearing with me and getting through the waffle and all that. And we'll get to Monaco and hopefully have a good one. But yeah, cheers, guys. Thank you. Peace out. See you for Viewers' Championship Round 7. Cheers, guys.